Thank you for that sub renewal, Umbra. You're the best. All right, we've got ourselves a new PB on the Level It Up full game leaderboard. So you know what that means. That means, or not on the leaderboards yet. It's not verified. We'll see. We're going to be keeping a close and scrutinized eye on J2's submission, just in case he's trying to sneak his way into 10th place on the boards. You can't actually see it here yet when we scroll down. You can see this claims to be a 46-37, which the fact that that's 10th place is actually pretty crazy. I can't believe that. Like, that's a good time. So that speaks really to how well the speedrunning community of this has improved in recent times. Let me turn this music down a little bit. All right. Why have you never met J2? Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I don't think I've seen J2's streams. Did you stream this? Or did you just record it locally?
No, I just recorded it locally. My computer is like can't handle streaming really and playing at the same time.
Fair enough.
So
nice. Well, your most recent PB was 6 months ago, I believe. We're looking at this. Yeah, 6 months ago with a 47:58, which is also a very respectable time. So a pretty good time jump. But you were saying just before we went live that you started doing this run because you were on winter break.
Yeah, and like when I did it before, my goal was sub 50 going in because I had a 56 or something, not very good before, and so I quickly got I learned a lot of new skips and stuff, so I got my goal pretty quickly, and then I just kind of I was like, oh, I got my goal, and I just thought it'd be harder to get, I guess. So then I kind of just puttered out. So I knew I had the potential to improve my time already. So that's what motivated me to get back into it.
Oh, nice. So on that note, I guess what was your goal?
I guess my short-term goal for now is like a 45, but I think I'm capable of getting that now. Like any day now, I can get that. So I've been long-term before I stop playing for this time. I want to get as low in the 40s as I can, really, I guess. I don't have something specific in mind yet.
Very, very nice.
I'm not sure if I'm ready to commit to the sub 40 grind though.
Yeah, I mean, so I've been putting that off as well, unfortunately. Yeah, you're definitely. I think you could potentially do it. I think a lot of players have potential to do it, but it's going to be a grind. That's for sure. That's for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, we can chat some more once we're watching the video. Hi, Space Kitten. How's it going? We're going to load this up. Full screen. I will stop the music. And we can get started. All right. Chapter 1, Master the Basics. See if I can balance my volume levels here. Should be good. And we're off to a start. Yeah, so how long were you attempting this in order to get this new PB?
This is just my second run since I came back to it. The first one I got like a 49 about. So it was like a minute off my PB, like a low 49, I think. I think it was like a 48.50 something, I think. And then the second run I got this run.
Nice.
Which was a new PB.
That's remarkably fast. Yeah. So.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like I know I'm capable of a 45 right now. I just have some major mistakes, especially in like the last world on this run, I think, which cost me multiple minutes.
Oh yeah, I can definitely sympathize with losing multiple minutes on Chapter 6.
Yeah, the end of the game is brutal in this game. The first world's pretty clean, I think. I don't think there's any deaths in this run.
No deaths,
but not that it's very difficult.
Right. So we don't have any splits on screen, but we're just gonna kind of follow along with your idea of how far ahead or behind you are of your normal. You expect to find a normal run.
I run the splits. They're not recorded.
Not recorded. Yeah.
I mean, not that I have a lot of runs to compare against, but I am pretty ahead. I think I'm like 20 seconds ahead of my previous run going out of the first world.
Oh wow.
because I think I had I messed up on like I was going for like I don't know what it's called, like the one where there's gravity platforms and you go all around the circle, but you just skip it. I went for like the one where you just go directly to the side that is like a 3-second time, and I messed that up a couple times. And this run I didn't go for that.
Yeah,
Why is that so like obnoxiously hard?
I don't know, but I definitely favor the strat that you use this time for myself.
Yeah, like it seems like it shouldn't be that hard, but I don't know. It's just hard for some reason.
It's not hard to land, it's just hard to land first try. Alright, and
Yeah,
coming out
yeah.
of that start, yeah, in under 2.5 minutes, so you're off to a clean start.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best world one I've gotten, which I'm not like, I'm more going for consistency now, so I'm not going super hard to shave every second off on these levels yet,
I can support that.
because mostly just deaths are what are my most costly time losses.
So, in case you're missing this in chat or you're watching this on YouTube, Space Kitten right now is claiming that this is actually him on an alternate account. So that just goes to tell you how good this gameplay is so far. Because I don't think our resident Space Kitten would be claiming that otherwise.
The skip on this level is quite hard. I am not consistent enough to do it in the runs yet.
Yeah, it's hard. Even Hatchet messes it in races and stuff, so it's...
Yeah, I think I've only gotten like once or twice.
Honestly, I've never attempted it.
Yeah, I just wanted to see how hard it is, I guess, and there's no way I'm at that for a long time at least. That was a bit scary on when I came close to bonking on one of the...
Yeah, I could see the hesitation, but it was good. What's your favorite part of this early game, or do you kind of prefer the late game?
I guess I kind of just prefer the late game.
Yeah, I'm with you.
The early game is just kind of, it's there. Oh, now this level is always annoyed me in speedruns. I got kind of an awkward start there where I went too far right, and that messed up my speed going into this section, which ultimately led to a big time loss barely at the end.
Right.
So I'm coming around pretty slow here, and then I just like bonk on the very top lip like that.
Oh, I felt that.
I thought I was good. I thought I was just gonna be a bit slow, but then I got that barely hit it at the end and lost a bunch more time.
It sends shivers down my spine just to watch somebody do that.
Yeah. I think coming out of this world, I was still like, I was just running against the splits of my 49 though, so I don't know what the splits of my PB were, but I think I come out of this world like 40 seconds ahead about.
Wow. Okay.
Because I just cleaned up a lot of deaths that I was having on my first run back.
Right. Yeah, eventually you get to the point where you reset more often in the early game, but I don't think you're quite there yet, which is good. You can afford to have it doesn't have to be a perfect early game in order to be a good PB contender.
Yeah, I definitely have minutes to save in the late game still.
Me too. Okay, so we were looking at earlier a little bit at your other speedruns, and tell me a little bit about your speedrun history. What did you get started with?
Yeah, so I've been speedrunning a long time actually. I don't know exactly how many years ago, but I first started out playing Super Mario World. This isn't on my speedrun.com page because I wasn't really recording runs or anything then, but I just saw some people. It was right when the cloud glitch was discovered. If you know anything about Super Mario World.
Okay. Yeah, with the Likitu.
So a lot of people were running it. Yeah. So I was watching people run it, and they got me interested in speedrunning. So I started running it. I was running on Virtual Console, and the cloud glitch doesn't work there. So unfortunately, I couldn't learn that strat.
Ooh. Okay. Wow. Sorry, just watching
Oh yeah, that was terrifying.
That was pretty close. Okay.
Because I knew I was coming in there with not a lot of speed, so I was afraid I wouldn't make it at all. But luckily, I just got a little slow down there.
Yep.
So yeah, that was fun to play. I think I got a 12-minute time or something when I was running that. And then the next game I ran, I think, was New Super Mario Bros. Wii, which also isn't on speedrunner.com because that was before I was recording runs. And that was just a game I liked a lot. when it came out, so I decided to go in and speedrun it. I think I saw it right in AGDQ and the run looked cool too, so I decided to learn it.
I've seen that at AGDQ. Maybe not. I don't know if it was the same year or not, but it was good.
Yeah, I don't remember which year it was, but yeah. So I think I got like a high 20s time in that maybe.
So you started out with a lot of 2D platformers, I guess.
Yeah, I'm a big Mario fan, so I just started out with the games I like playing, and then I decided I wanted to like something that seemed interesting to me was like the routing part of speedrunning. So I wanted to pick up a game that no one had really run before.
Yep.
So I went to like the random games in our like game closet, and this like Zuzu Pets game that we had for the Wii caught my eye. So I started playing that to see if it'd be a good speedrun, and it actually has surprisingly like clean platforming for just like a Zuzu Pets game, which you wouldn't really expect.
Okay. Yeah.
Like the characters move pretty fast and
Nice.
control well. So I routed out that game, and that was the first game I really routed, and that's something I really like about speedrunning.
I'm with you.
So that was yeah, clearly you enjoy routing with all your tasks runs of levels.
I'll note that you had a really clean chapter 2, and you came out in less than 7.5 minutes, so good job with that.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I'm like, as I said, I think I'm about 40 seconds ahead of the run I just had before on this. So with another main level, I think one of these worlds there's a couple more mistakes, and it might be this one or the next one.
Well, you're going with the safe route here on elevator action, so definitely room for improvement in the future. But I totally support safe strats. It's a good
I have a lot of trouble with this skip. I think I've only gotten it like once before, so I need to work on it a lot before I start adding it to runs. But it saves a lot of time, so maybe I should work on it.
Yeah, so Zuzu Pets, and then
stuff
like
and
that.
then there's another game series that I've probably speedrun the most, maybe, is Blue Kid, which is kind of like a small indie platformer that I've played before.
That's the one that is in your profile picture, right?
Yeah. My profile is the main character from that, Blue Kid. So it's just the first game it's like a platformer where you're always on the same screen and you just have to kill all the enemies. So it provides like an interesting routing challenge that you don't see in a lot of traditional platformers where you're just running across the screen, because you actually have to kill all the enemies. So that was a lot of fun to route out.
Nice.
And then more recently I learned Blue Kid 2 and started running it, and that was kind of the first speedrun I'd done where I really like grinded my time down for an extended period of time, because mostly I just enjoyed learning the game and then got a run I was happy with after like 1 or 2 weeks and then dropped it. But
nice.
With that game I wanted to take the record, and it was decently optimized, so I really put in the hours to get the record and got a run I was really happy with.
So there's a pretty competitive leaderboard for that then.
Yeah, the times are all pretty close. If you look at the leaderboard, they're all within like 10 or so seconds until I took it by a decent bit. It wasn't like super optimized, but it was a challenge to get. The most challenging record I took, and I'd say.
Very nice.
And the off-kilter skip, I just learned it when I came back to the game this time, and it's not as hard as I thought it was before, and I really enjoy it.
You made it look easy. I'll give you that.
Because I never even gotten it once before, but then I started learning it, and I just got it consistently pretty fast, so I just added it to the run. Awesome. So yeah, now that I'm looking to see how low I can bring down my marbled up time now that if I can just put in a lot of time and improve it now, I guess is where I'm at now.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing you climb the leaderboard. You know, again, if you said you got this within a couple of real attempts for a PB, then, you know, that tells me with a little bit of a grind, you could definitely push this very low.
Yeah, I just never really grinded the RJ for an extended period. Probably the most I've played it was when the game like way first came out. But there's only 4 worlds. I was running it then, and but I wasn't very good back then. I probably ran the game the most then, but my skill has improved a lot through not running the game, just doing like aisles and stuff. So I want to see how low I can bring it now. Finally get a good PB.
Yeah, take advantage of all the practice and the learning that you've done in different categories. I also noticed that you submitted a couple of chapter PBs. I guess were those just taken out as excerpts of this one?
Yeah, I just like I'd like done a chapter PB in like World 1 like a long time ago. That was just like a 230, and I just had beaten that by a lot just in this run. So I thought I might as well submit a better run, and then I did another one while I was at it. That was a decent world. I think it was World 2 I submitted to.
Nice. So you've been playing Marble It Up since launch then, right? In September 2018 on Switch.
Yeah, I've taken some breaks, but I've come back to it like a decent amount of times. Not every time that I come back I speedrun it. Sometimes I just come back and play some ILs and stuff, and do the weekly challenge, of course.
Right.
I like those.
Yeah, those are great. And
it was like once.
Continue.
Wait, sorry, what you're saying?
Please.
Oh, one summer I guess I was really just grinding the weekly challenges to try to grab some. I think I finally grabbed a top time in one of the first air control. I think I got a top time overall.
Nice.
In the weekly challenge, which I was happy about.
That is a good accomplishment, especially there's some competition there for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta say, very clean all the way through Chapter 3. I'm really impressed. You know, again, there's a few skips that maybe you could have taken or that you might take in the future, like Cog Valley or Elevator Action.
Oh, I go for Cog Valley. I just messed it up there. I've
but
been
you saved
that
it
a lot
and managed to finish the level, right? So
no, yeah, but I am going for that in runs. I'm saying I definitely that takes like 20 seconds, like,
yeah,
and there's no reason not to go for it because if you mess it up, you just keep going. So I definitely been grinding. Like I finally feel that I'm capable of getting that in a run any day now. I've never actually gotten a run before though, but I was never really good enough to get it. But now I feel like I've gotten the consistency where it could happen any day. This skip is it's a very satisfying the way you bounce off this rock with the,
I like
speed.
this braid route. Yep. It's simple, but it's you're right, it is satisfying.
Yeah, it's very easy, but it's just really cool looking. I think I messed up the fast strat on this with a death, and then I just played it safe the next time.
Oh yeah.
Just barely missing that.
I know some people are really comfortable with it. For some reason, I just avoid it. It doesn't save a lot of time.
Yeah, before I never really was consistent, but in practice I was getting like almost every time, so I would never really gone for it before until now. But that time I never really messed it up like that before. Usually I just am too slow to make the platform. That's the first time I missed that jump in a long time, actually, in practice at least.
Yeah. Well, on the flip side, it's not an enormous time loss either. There is another route that you can take when you don't do the fastest version, other than this one that goes behind. But
I should definitely learn that then.
Yeah. Either way, it's not
that much of a difference. I do normally go for the fast one. I was just like feeling nervous after that one miss, so I took it slow this time.
Right.
But I should learn that in case I ever have the same feeling in the future.
Very nice. So you did, you got the game on Switch and you got the game on PC because the submission was on PC,
it's just easier to
right?
record it on.
Yeah,
it's easier to record it on my computer. That's why I got it. That's like the main. And I think initially I think I got it on PC just to play the like custom levels, and then I just used it for speedrunning too. I didn't just get it. That was unfortunate.
Any favorite custom levels that come to mind?
I played this one that was just like, I don't know if it was my favorite, but it might be the most memorable. It was just like a giant donut with like death lava platforms like flying towards you.
What's it called? What's it called? We might need chat to
who made that one? I don't remember who made it, but that one was just very intense.
This was like
and
lava
very
and
interesting
everything.
level.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like gravity platforms too. It was I'd never seen a level like that, and it was a very difficult level too. But
yeah, this game can be challenging for new players, but really compared to what you find in the custom levels, there's nothing and no challenge at all.
Yeah. Yeah, once you get the levels down, they're not too difficult really.
But they're really challenging when you go for the harder routes and you try to get them all in a row first try.
Yeah.
You can always challenge yourself further in speedrunning in general, and this game in particular.
There's some very hard skips in this game. Does anyone go for like the skip at the beginning of this level in RTA runs?
Yep. Well, there's a variation of it which is quite consistent.
Okay, because that skip is crazy.
I say
I've done,
quite
like, the
consistent.
aisle
It's not
for that.
100% consistent for everyone, but
Oh, I missed that.
for a lot of runners, it is basically 100% consistent. But it
Maybe-
doesn't use an edge
what's
hit.
the
It just
variation
uses
like?
the ramp.
Oh, okay. Oh, I've seen that variation. I've seen that variation. Yeah.
Yeah, that was made for
I think I
RTA,
tried that out a bit. I have seen that. I forgot though. I think I tried it a bit and couldn't get it really consistently, but maybe I'll see what I can do again with it. Because it didn't look too hard, but I just found it a little difficult when I first. This was just
Ooh, yep.
very unfortunate.
Yeah, a little awkward movement there that kind of overcommitted to a couple things and hesitated on others.
Yeah, I
But
guess
you
I
didn't
just
fall off.
not used to backing it up that much, so I was kind of freaking out a bit there, I guess.
Nice start. First try on Acrophobia.
Yeah, that one, as long as you like get a straight balance, it's not too hard, but like if you don't get perfectly straight, then I just don't commit to it because it almost never works.
Well, we're definitely getting into some of the more interesting parts of the run coming up, and I guess we're also going to get into some of the bigger mistakes as well. It's just kind of the way it goes with this game.
This is where my biggest time save is definitely at, coming up at the end of the run.
So, how many hours would you say you've put into Marble Up as a whole?
Well, I think on over probably like 350 around, I think.
Okay, yep. Fair amount of time, fair amount of practice.
Yeah.
And yet, you know, at your level, you are definitely capable of surpassing some players who've put in even more hours than that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess a lot of that time has been running RTA, I guess, which helps me out because I've picked up the game a lot over the years and put in a lot of practice in RTA, which I probably put in like way more practice compared to the amount of runs than is typical. So that probably helps me out that a lot of that time is less so ILs like some other players might have and more just straight RTA running. So I imagine that's what helps that out then.
Oh yeah, for sure. RTA experience is just as important as general experience.
Because I was running RTA since, like I said, since like the game first came out. So
yeah, before
not
any of
many
us
people
were
have
really.
Yeah, so that probably helps me.
You're probably the only person left who, in the community, who was speedrunning at that time.
Yeah, so that probably helps me get an edge at RTA runs at least. Just the practice I put in. I do go for like I try to get the skip where you like bounce over the next two very cleanly, but it's I find it very like dependent on how much speed you have, so it's kind of hard to react to it. But I messed up my pattern pretty early on there, so I didn't even go for it there.
Yeah, I don't know that skip well enough to pull it off by myself in an RTA run.
I couldn't like the routes other people do. I couldn't get to work, but I came up with my own route that works. It's not like consistent, but it consistently gets me to the point where if I have the right speed, then it will work, and if I don't, then I can just back it up and do something different that just is a little bit slower, but still decently fast. So I just messed it up there pretty early on, though. And now we're getting to the real hard worlds.
Ooh!
Oh, I forgot about that. That was I
didn't expect that.
Yeah, I forgot about that one. That one was a heartbreaker.
I'm so sorry for you.
Just zoned out at the end and wasn't thinking.
Why would you have to think there? I've never. Yeah.
Yeah. I probably just like checking my time to see how far ahead I was or something, and
yep, I can relate.
Messed that up.
I've made similar mistakes, just not there. So I can.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever done that before. That one was the first time. Is this still the fastest route on this level? I feel like every time I come back to this game, it's changing.
Maybe. I mean, certainly not the fastest. Maybe one of the more common for RTA.
Well,
There are
okay, like the
potentially
fastest
faster
route
routes for
that's
sure.
used. I mean, the fastest route that's commonly used in RTA. I mean, not obviously the faster IL level strats, but
I think it is. I don't think everyone I see is using like exactly the same route, but there's nothing substantially faster than this that is being used in RTA. No.
okay. It just changes. I feel like it just changed a lot over the years, so just checking to see I'm not wasting time unnecessarily.
Now, are you going to use the fastest route here?
Wait, do people go for?
Yes,
Wait,
actually,
is
yes.
this something people go for in RTA?
Yep, yeah, you got to see Katz's current
I should
PB
watch
world
that.
record. It's
I feel like I've watched some of it, but I haven't watched the whole thing through. I guess I've
this
watched it
is
to like learn some routes, but I guess I skipped this because like, oh, it's just an auto scroller,
no,
and I
no.
didn't
This is
imagine
probably
that.
the number one highlight of that run.
Yeah, that's crazy. I think I've seen that skip before. Is it just like the one at the end? I guess where you like
It's
bounce on the top of those things.
Yeah, over for the finish, you basically skip the finish. You roll around the outer ring there.
Yeah, I think I've. Oh wait, oh you skip all the way for this too. Oh yeah, because then you can jump on that platform thing. Yeah, that makes sense. That's that probably saves. How much time does that save?
Oh, I'm not even sure. Something close to 35 seconds, maybe?
Yeah, it seems like a crazy
Or
time
more?
to save, but I guess that's why it's worth going for, just because it saves so much time. So then you just gotta get enough speed. How do you even get enough speed to make it over to these things?
You got to use a fair amount of controller turning, and then a precise edge hit.
Wait, so you're just jumping? Are you jumping off the end of the ramp or like bouncing off something earlier?
The ramp and then something else after that as well.
Okay. Yeah, I think I've seen it before, but it's been a while, so I don't remember the specifics. I should just go and watch it, I guess.
Katz's is saying it saves about 45 seconds to do that route over waiting out the whole thing.
Yeah, I guess that's why they go for it then.
Yeah, big time save, and it's it kind of sets the bar really high for future world record runners are going to have to pull it off in order to be a contender for the world record.
I guess that's one of the reasons why it's so low. Like, it's crazy how low the record is in this now. Oh, I think I messed this up.
Yep, that little bounce
and
there.
Yeah. And then I think I still don't get a good bounce here, so I can't go for the skip. So I just do the level normally. I get like a slow bounce, so I don't have enough speed for it.
Yeah, this level has been a bit of a pain in my side, just because I got the skip in my PB, and I haven't set a PB since then because I kind of haven't been able to land it consistently.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's just, if you get a good bounce off that initial thing, it's not too hard, but it's hard to get like the good bounce off that.
Yeah,
I think
maybe
I did get
it was potentially savable, but you definitely weren't in the best position to get it.
I didn't want to risk it.
Yeah, a bit of a risk there.
Yeah, it's definitely possible to get when you're slower, but it's just a lot harder, I guess. So I usually only go for it when I get a pretty fast bounce. I think I did get it in my previous run, and my PB had it first try though.
Okay, you just had enough time to save in other.
So that was a
levels.
time. Yeah, that was a time loss definitely, because the run before this got it first try, and so did my PB. Which I think I lost about, on the previous world to this, I think I lost like 10 seconds. So I think I'm still up like 40 seconds going into this world.
This is still a beautiful run. Even considering that, down level, I guess.
Yeah, and this world was quite bad in the run before this, so this is where I knew I could save a bunch of time, and my PB doesn't have super great for this world either.
That's a good feeling.
So I know I had some time to save. I like this level a lot in general. It's just fun to play.
Yeah, it's well designed, creative idea. I think it was a good implementation of the of the gravity platforms.
Yeah.
I will say levels like this and levels like Radius and stuff really sell me on the gravity platforms rather than the older Marble Blast style gravity items.
Yeah. Yeah, the items are a lot more clunky, I guess. Like the platforms are a lot more smooth in a lot of places.
Yeah, and Flip the
I think I
Table
do
as well
mess
does
this.
that.
Oh yeah, Flip the Table is a very fun level to play too, but I think I do make I think I made a mistake I've never made before in this level,
Oh, yeah.
which you'll see coming up. Where I just get like smacked there.
Yeah, you were just a little behind the cycle, that's all.
Yeah, I knew I was a little behind, but I was definitely if I had just gone a little to the right, I think I had enough time to make the cycle still. But
Yeah, I think so too.
I just wasn't expecting that platform to smack me. This one's a pretty clean one though, I think.
Very nice. Anything else you've been doing or wanting to do in Marble It Up?
I guess I've just been focusing on this recently. I played a little bit of the weekly challenge just for fun though. I wasn't really trying to get any great times.
Okay. And do you still play on Switch, or do you mostly just play on PC now?
I practice on Switch sometimes just when I want to be somewhere else and not just sitting at my computer all day, so I can just be out and about practicing.
So I'm assuming then that you play with controller on PC, right?
Yeah, I do.
That was a fortunate checkpoint that you got there.
Yeah. It was, I mean, I think I have a pretty sad death near the end of here too.
Never fun.
These are levels that are always just scary because sometimes my hands get a bit shaky too near the end of the run, and that's just the worst on these kind of levels with these tiny little platforms to go along.
Yeah, yep. Nerves are a thing. Nerves are a thing. It's funny, the only time that I don't get nervous is when I get bored. And that
Yeah.
never turns out to be a PB if I'm not having fun for some reason.
Yeah. Yeah, you did. It takes a lot of concentration, this game especially, I feel like. Like some games you can just kind of autopilot and it goes well for you, but not Marble It Up.
There's levels. Certainly there are levels you can
Oh,
autopilot in
yeah,
this.
yeah. There are definitely levels you can, but if you just lose it for an extended period of time, then there's plenty of levels that will punish you for that. Dude, I think I don't mess up this level in this run.
Well, I think maybe you do have something of an advantage because you were recording this locally and not streaming, so maybe a little bit easier to focus on the gameplay itself.
Yeah, I don't know how
but
you
it's
guys
also
that
less
stream-
engaging, right? I don't think.
Yeah.
I know for a lot of runners, myself included, I don't think I could speedrun this game if I didn't have something else to do while I was grinding away at it.
I mean, and that could be part of the reason why I never really grind it for an extended period of time, because I don't really stream at all. I guess I would like to try it, but my computer just can't really do that currently.
So, what software do you use to record?
OBS.
OBS, okay. I am definitely pleasantly enjoying the quality of the video itself. So.
Oh yeah.
It's doing well on that.
I'm glad. Glad it's good in that regard, at least.
All right, chapter 6.
Yeah, I'm definitely probably feeling nervous. I think I was going into this because I knew I was on a pretty good pace.
Do you have your live splits open?
Wait, you mean when I was running?
No, I mean at the moment.
Oh, I could open up real quick, yeah.
Yeah, just have a look and see, you know, how far in you were at the time. Because I'm curious.
Yeah, I'll check. I think I was probably. It might have been like almost 2 minutes. I think was about what it was.
2 minutes ahead. Wow.
Yeah. But that was not against my PB. I was running against the run I just got before.
Okay.
So I don't know how far ahead I was of my PB actually.
We're gonna get second try gravity skip. Yep. Good
Yeah, I
job.
think I get
Oh,
second
okay.
try.
Well, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
just
Oh,
a,
yeah, I
just
did
a
kinda
backup finish, but otherwise you still got
Yeah.
the you still got the gravity skip element of it.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. I'm pretty consistent at that. I just mess it up a lot in this run. It's a fun skip. I feel like it's the way when you get the real fast bounce, it's really satisfying. I'd say.
It feels good. It does feel good. And yeah, like you said, it's not necessarily the hardest one, but you can fail
Yeah,
anything
and it's
in,
really
in a run.
yeah, it's really
Getting everything first
and that one,
try
like,
is
even if
just too
you
difficult.
yeah,
That's
and
the
that skip even if
difficulty.
you like fail it, it's still faster than doing it normally if you fail it once. I think so. It's definitely worth going for there.
For sure. And this, I'm pretty sure you're using my Platinum Playground route here, or the same one that I use. I don't know. if there's
Yeah, this
anything
route's
unique to that.
really cool. I think I learned this one the last time I ran the game, but I remember there's a different route before. But this one's really a cool route, I'd say.
There are definitely faster
Like
routes that people are using in RTA, but this is just kind of the one I know, so it's the one I do.
Yeah. Yeah, I probably picked it up from. I might have picked it up from watching one of your runs. Like, it's possible. I don't, because I learned it a while ago. I know.
Okay, that was a little bit different.
Oh yeah.
I know you
Oh, I
meant to
just
get
messed
up
that
top.
up.
Yeah.
I just backed it up. It's not that bad of a backup actually, because you just hop on and then grab it before going for the last gem.
Right.
So it doesn't lose a ton of time, I'd say.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like
Very
as far
little,
as
yeah,
messing
not much of
them
a
up,
loss there at all.
it's not very bad.
Okay, Radius. I'm looking forward to seeing this. Is this
Oh,
a
I
level
think
that you would
I
consider
messed
to
up
be one of your
Radius.
strengths?
I'm pretty consistent at it, but I just messed up a really dumb place here on this level. I just messed. It was some. I think it's getting on the next platform. I just did something really dumb and it fell off, which is not a place, a big
Yeah,
mess
yeah.
up place, obviously.
Yep.
So that was pretty
Another
sad.
one of those
but
maybe lack of focus mistakes that
yeah,
happen.
that was more. Well, that was probably just a nerves mistake more than anything, I'd say.
Okay.
I was just kind of overthinking it, even though it's not really a hard part. But I definitely have struggled with Radius in the past, but I feel like I'm finally getting consistent at it.
Radius is a bit of an enigma for a lot of us.
And I don't. There's a lot.
I seem to have lost your audio. We'll just continue while you're trying to get that back. But yeah, Radius can definitely be a run killer. If you're on a good pace or just on pace with your PB at Radius, it's just too tempting to go full speed on it. That's what I find.
I might have left the call for something for a second. I think. 'Cause
Yep,
I couldn't
you're back.
hear you for a bit.
You're back. We're still going.
Okay.
You finished
So, yeah,
Radius,
but
not bad.
The ending I got. The ending I definitely struggled with in the past, but I'm getting it pretty consistent now.
Yeah, I've lost a lot of runs out of Radius.
Yeah, Radius can be annoying. This level I really like. I played this. Like I played for the IL a lot in this level, so I'm pretty good at it.
Yep,
And I like it.
patterns.
Like the ending I like a lot, but I think I was a little slow here. So I had to wait a bit at the ending, so it wasn't my fastest through this.
I saw a first-time casual player doing a very, very cool little ending, and clipped that one on the Streams and Videos Discord channel.
Oh, like the little skip where you skip like the last platform to the red platform to the right. Is that what you're talking about?
Basically, and I was surprised to see it made it look so easy.
They were going for that in RTA, you mean?
I definitely, the variation that that they did, yes, that could definitely be RTA.
Oh, that's. Because I've done like an IL shot like that, and it was pretty hard. I'd say I wouldn't necessarily go for an RTA yet. I saw this. I just this is a new route for this level to me, which I think I saw on like the world record video, which is a really fun route. I'd say I like this route a lot.
Right.
It's not very hard, and it's just the only hard part's like the beginning, and then it's pretty free after that. I'd say.
Yep, you did a clean job.
And like that level's obviously messing up that is not fun. So I really like that route. That it gets the hard parts out of the way at the beginning, and then it's pretty easy. So if you mess up, it's not as biggest time loss as it could be. Now this level, I had a lot of trouble with in this run.
Oh. Oh yeah, so close.
Which is so sad
close.
because the run before this, I got all of them first try, but this time I lost probably like I think I lost like a minute here. It was pretty bad. Yep.
I'm glad you're going for it though.
Yeah, it definitely saves too much time to not go for it. And I'm pretty good at it. I practiced it a bunch after this because I was sad. And I am pretty consistent at it. This is definitely worse than my typical I would do on this. I said that I got it first try the time.
Right. I don't see very many people going for off the second platform like you're doing here. It's just I guess that's just the one that you learned.
Yeah. If there's a better way, then I'd be open to learning new routes here.
Yeah,
but
I guess
I'm just...
I see most people doing the kickflip with the super jump off the one you did initially. You know what I mean? Like the one
because people like people do the one. They do the one on the like the first one. They launch to the jump power up.
As for me, when I do the backup, I actually do what you do here, but I do it off the second platform, and then I do the big one off the first platform.
Yeah, I guess the reason I don't go for that is because I can never really get the I can't really get that one at the beginning consistent.
Right.
Oh, I got like the short one where you just tap the platforms here.
Yeah, well, you made it. You got up there, and still probably a little bit faster than if you had just tried to hop your way through the whole level.
Of time. But I probably lost over a minute now. I'm not even seeing the timer. This is I mean, there's a lot of time to save because I can definitely get that first try. I did it just before this, so it's time for next run, I guess.
Right.
I got the clean one at the end at least.
And it's good to have time for next run and recognize where it is.
Yeah. Oh, and this one was a true tragedy at the end.
Oh no, I'm spoiled now.
Sorry, I guess I shouldn't have spoiled it, but
now I'm nervous.
Maybe it makes it more suspenseful if.
Well, I'm just at this point knowing that you're going to fail. I just keep wanting you to fail as soon as possible. Is the way that my brain works with this.
It doesn't entirely spoil it, I guess, just to let you know.
No checkpoints at all, just the longer you go, the further you get into the level without dying, the more nervous I get.
It's not a hard level, but it's just, if you mess it up, it's very brutal.
That's right. It's very punishing.
It's a very cool route, I'd say, though.
Oh,
I messed it up. It's so sad at the very last possible second. That was
But this is free time save again, like you're saying, for your next run.
Yeah, like that was just a purely. Then I was kind of like feeling pretty bad, so I just like started trying to go fast because I was like, oh crap, I just lost so much time.
But that's what splits are for, right? Because as long as you can see, okay, I'm still ahead, or okay, I'm this far behind, I need to rush a certain amount.
Yeah.
Then you get.
I only run with. I only do splits on like the world.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so I didn't know exactly how much time.
I'll give you a more general idea. You don't necessarily know.
But I know
how far ahead you are.
I knew I was 2 minutes ahead though, and I that lost like 50 seconds, and I still had pretty bad last world before, so I knew I could still PB after this though. Like I was thinking I could potentially get a sub 45 on this run, I guess, but I knew it was pretty much dead after that. But I knew I could still PB, so I wasn't entirely.
Looking just at the video runtime, we're at 41.5 minutes now. So yeah, even at this moment, it could be pretty close to a sub 45. But of course, having a really clean Olympus and Tangle and Stratosphere is.
I messed up I messed up my beginning on Olympus, and I think I screwed it up here. which I just didn't get the pattern that I usually do. I got like a weird bounce there that threw me off, and don't usually go to. I usually go left over that one, then I like go straight, and then I.
Yep.
What do I do?
I think Olympus is about 90% backup strats though.
Yeah, like you definitely have to be able to react to different things. I've just been playing it a bunch just to. That's the only way to get better at it. Is just to play it. You have a plan going in, but you have to just be able to react so much.
Umbra's very excited about that rock save.
Oh yeah, that was pretty clean.
As to whether Olympus is completely improv, I don't really totally agree. I do think there are definitely patterns, and there's definitely you definitely do learn routes. You just can't necessarily depend on them.
I have like a general plan that of like go to this side of this hole, this side of that hole, but oftentimes that it gets screwed up. But ideally, I'd stick to that, and then if I can stick to that, I pretty much get it every time. But the problem is when that doesn't happen all the time. I'd say I probably average around like 1 death on this during my runs still.
Okay, that seems like reasonable for somebody who's done as much RTA as you have since Chapter 6 came out.
I think I pick up another one here though, just going too far to the right there.
Yeah.
Which that's what I try to do, but I just was. If you got to be careful not to go too far right there.
And to be fair to you, a lot of the RTA running that you did in this game was before this level was even in the game.
Yeah, that's true. I just played this level a bunch because I realized that you can lose so much time on it. Like, you don't want to run it because it's just so like annoying that you just don't have a plan. But you can, even though it's like, you can still just lose minutes on it if you're not well practiced in it.
Yeah, or just unlucky, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, you can just get an unlucky bounce too. But I just sit down for like a while and just play this level over and over again because I know that you gotta be. It can just save a lot of time getting a deathless there.
All right, Tangle. I'm excited to see what we got here. Okay, we're doing the checkpoint abuse.
Wait, is there a faster strat than that?
There are faster strats. I find this one easier than anything that's faster than it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's like that. Oh, I think I've seen a faster variation that looked quite difficult.
Yeah,
that one's pretty
I've heard
easy,
some
like,
people say that this one is just as difficult for them, or harder.
Oh, really?
But
this one's
for me,
you just
this
hold
is
straight.
a little easier, yeah.
Because you just hold straight pretty much and just bounce and then hold jump.
Yeah, I don't think I've really had a lot of issues with this particular route, but I do know the faster route, and it's difficult for me to do that.
The end of that's always so nerve-wracking because my hands are like shake sometimes, and like with no railings on that one, it's so easy to fall off. And then, thankfully, the last level is not very hard in this game. You finally get some relief.
Yep, there are definitely a couple of semi-advanced things that will save a few seconds each, like loop skips and whatnot. And I'm assuming you do the gravity skip here? We'll wait and see.
No, I don't know. I don't know any skips on this level, no.
Okay, you just go straight through the level.
Yeah, I just had just the mindset like I don't want to add anything else to the end of the run. I just want to, because they don't save too much time, do they? Or I don't know the gravity skip. That one might save a decent.
The gravity skip certainly does, and in my opinion, it's pretty safe. As for
I was talking about more about.
As for the loop skips, those ones are a pretty small amount of time for a fair amount of risk.
I was talking more about the loop skips, but I haven't messed with the gravity skip at all. But if you say it's not too hard, then I might give it a try because
and there are some variations that are quite easy.
Yeah, the loop skips are definitely ones that I've thought about, but I was like, it's not worth it at the end of the run. But the gravity skip, I might see what that's about.
Yeah, I think that's definitely worth it at your level.
Yeah, I'll definitely look into it. I guess I just assumed it looked pretty hard, but I never really tried it out, so I didn't know for sure. Okay, I did. At the end of this run, something interesting happens, though.
Yep. Oh.
I bonked this rock, but that has to be the sickest save of my speedrunning career, and it's faster because I skipped the loop.
Sure, yeah, you did you did the loop skip. You did it properly.
I guess I did do the loop skip. very scary.
That was
I guess I probably still would have PB'd without that, but it would
Yep.
not have been by nearly as much. I was just so pumped. Like, I was sad because I messed up and like got that 50-second thing, but after that skip, I was just happy for this run.
Yeah. Very, very well done. Good job, sir. Good job, sir.
Thanks.
I think I'm just gonna go ahead and verify this, and maybe I'll come back to it to make sure, like maybe it's a second longer or a second faster or something like that. But I can
just
check
did
that
my
later.
Yeah, I just did my live split time that it showed, so it could be off by a second or two.
Yep. And I am happy to verify that run once it comes up really good. And then you said these two were just excerpts from that run, right? So I can just go check those later as well. Very nice. And let me get a little bit of music back on here. Awesome. So congratulations on your PB, and I'm really hoping to see some more of you, more of that from you soon.
Yeah, I'm gonna get back. I'll probably play some more tonight. Try to improve my time.
It looks like here your the chapter 1 speedrun that you just submitted replaces something you set 2 years ago. So that's kind of
that's the main reason I submitted the world time, because I just wanted to. I had something so much better than it. Like, I got to replace it.
Yeah.
And then I just.
Well done. Well done. What else we got here? Wii Sports All Sports speedruns.
Yeah, that's just a silly game to speedrun. It's pretty much just like pure RNG for a lot of it, but it's a fun classic.
Mario Odyssey sub 120. Nice.
Oh yeah, I got sub 120 when it first came out. I was running it. I'm considering going back to that one time because I feel like I could improve that a lot now.
Yeah. And you've done some Marble Blast Gold chapter speedruns too.
Oh yeah, they aren't like super optimized, but I mean, I assume a lot of people here have played Marble Blast and that's how they got into Marble It Up. But that's how I learned about Marble It Up too, I guess.
I think for most of us that's true.
Yeah, it seems pretty across the board. That's what it is. So, not an unusual backstory, I assume.
Exceptions for sure. So, how are you feeling about this run, and how are you feeling about your upcoming attempts?
I felt pretty good about the early game of this run. It's just the last 2 worlds where it really went wrong. And I feel like I am capable of just getting a lot, like a minute or 2 just on the last world alone, and getting sub 45 pretty quickly, hopefully. But you never know, it could take a while if things just don't go my way.
Kaz is suggesting that maybe you should join a community race sometime. I know you're not able to stream it, but you're still definitely able to participate in a race.
Yeah, I joined the race. That sounds like a fun time.
Very cool. I'm looking forward to that.
When did this happen?
When do those
How
happen?
often do you have to...
Well, there were some plans to do weekly races at some point, which I've tried to organize several months ago, but kind of dropped the ball on that one. I think we're going to make it something of a yearly tradition to do a big race on Super Bowl Sunday.
Oh, okay.
So if that's something that you'd be available for or interested in, then that would definitely be a good thing. I don't even know when that's going to be, but it's going to be, it should be, we would try to make a big deal of it like we did last year.
Yeah, I'd be interested in that.
Very cool. Awesome. With that, is there anything else you'd like to say now at this point for your future runs, or for about this run?
One last thing I gotta say is I don't know how you use that marble for your runs. Like, it's just animated texture. Just seems like it'd mess me up so much if I was running with that marble.
Oh, you like having a static texture on the marble?
Yeah. I don't know how you do it.
Never seemed to bother me, I guess. All right, well, thanks so much. I hope you have a great day, and really looking forward to your next run.
Yeah, thanks for doing this, and thanks for having me on.
My pleasure.